Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Acadia Gurney and I'm going to be a first-year middle school math teacher in Colorado. In today's video, we're going to be talking all about scavenger hunts. Scavenger hunts are a great way for our students to get up and engage in that content. So I'm going to show you one website and then one online template that I've created in PowerPoint and how you can get your students engaging in a scavenger hunt activity. So the first way that I'm going to show you is it's called GooseChase, and it's just an online website, and it's called GooseChase, and it's all about creating scavenger hunts for you to use in the classroom. There is a free version, and that's going to be what I'm using today to go ahead and show you a little bit about GooseChase. So this is one of my games right here, so you can just press my games, and this is a game that I've already created, so I'm going to just walk you through setting up a game. So this is going to be all about geometrical figures, is just what I called it. And so I included a picture just so students could find the game more easily. And so that it just has to be a PNG, a JPG, or a BMP. And so the nice thing about putting an image is then students know what the scavenger hunt looks like. So you can tell them, you know, that our scavenger hunt has a bunch of black and white shapes. So go ahead and find that. The name is geometrical figures. The game description is locate, create, and solve geometric figures. And so that is able to just explain what students are going to be doing in the scavenger hunt. You can also put a game location and have students use their GPS so they can easily find the games. I did not use that in this example. The last thing you can do is put a game password in as well. And I just did that to protect the game, just to be safe. So that is what I have so far. Over in this left-hand corner under setup, we're in game info right now. Let's go ahead and go to missions. Missions are just the questions that you're gonna have your students be doing. So you can have different point values for each of the missions. And so in this example, I have 7 missions total. One mission is 600 points, one is 500 points, 2 is 400 points, and then 3 200-point questions as well. So my first question is find a triangle. Find a triangle in the school. What kind of triangle is it? What is a feature of a triangle? So I just pressed edit so we can see a little bit more of how to fill this out. So the really cool thing about GooseChase is that students can obviously get up and go find the different missions, and so solve the different missions. So in this case, they need to find a triangle. The way that they would show you that they have completed this mission is they can attach an image, they can attach a link. Even if you go to advanced settings, you can also have students attach photos or videos as well. And so the really cool thing is you can have students be in groups and they can take a picture of a triangle. This one has 2 questions that they also need to be answering. So they could also be taking a video explaining what the triangle is, or what kind of triangle it is, and what the special feature is as well. So it's a really good way for students to get be interactive in the scavenger hunt, and then it also allows you to go and see what the students are answering, and then give them the point values. So that's just my first question. A second question I have is sphere or circle. Find a sphere or circle that you can hold in one hand. What is the feature of a sphere or circle? So again, students would be walking around, they could find a tennis ball, they could find a golf ball, maybe a basketball if they can fit that in one hand, that sort of thing. So this is really fun that students can really just get up and move around the classroom, even the school potentially. Another way you can do this is if we are doing digital learning, you could be sharing your screen and having all these questions up and giving students maybe 3 minutes to find something in their house. So students would have to find something in their house that's a sphere, and then you could call on the students, maybe like 1 or 2, and have them explain to the class, you know, on Zoom or WebEx or Google Meet, and explain why they chose the sphere that they did. So say someone is maybe athletic and they have a little basketball, they could explain that they chose that basketball and how they know it's a feature of, and how they know it's a sphere. So that is kind of just what GooseChase is. I'm gonna just go over and see if there's anything else. Oh, and then you can have the game start and end at a specific time. So if you're using it for a specific class, you can have it start and then maybe give them 20 minutes and have them figure that out. You can also do participants, so they can be in teams or individual players. And they do need to have the app as well to actually do the goose chase. So start and stop, I already said that. And then, so you can allow it to be 45 minutes. So once the 45 minutes are up, the game will close. And so students know, okay, the game's over. I better head back to the classroom now. So the activity feed, leaderboard, and submissions are all going to be really helpful for you as the teacher. The leaderboard will show you who's in first place, who's in second place. You can also send messages to the students. So say maybe they find a sphere, but it doesn't fit in one hand. You can message them and say, yes, that's a sphere. It does not fit in one hand. Make sure you find a sphere that fits in one hand so you can get your points. You can also adjust scores. So that could be a way that maybe you can have students, maybe being kind, or if they are helping another team, you can give them 5 extra points, or if they find something that is a really unique idea, you can give them extra points. So maybe in the instructions, the most unique find will win an extra 50 points. You can also remove a team, so that can also be helpful as well. And then over in submissions, you can also see what students have submitted. And then you can also download them and as well as group them by teams alphabetically or by points, group them by mission. So you can look at what everyone submitted for that triangle question, or you can go to the individual teams and see how they answered question 1, question 2, question 3, and so on. And then again, you can download that and use that for your own use as well. So that's our first scavenger hunt. And again, it's called Goose Chase, and it is a free version. And the way you create your own is exactly how I showed you. Is you start with your game info, add this information, and then you add your missions. So it's really easy to use. And then the second thing I'm going to go ahead and show you is just a template of a PowerPoint that you can use for scavenger hunts as well. So this will be linked down below. But if you wanted to create it on your own, all I did was create a shape with a border around it, and then another shape, which is just a circle, entered a text box there. And then that's pretty much all I did. And then I just copied all of it and pasted it here and then duplicated my slide. So again, I will have this just in the description box. If you just want to download it and edit it as you go, that's totally fine as well. So this is another way that you can do scavenger hunts, and this one would be really great if you wanted to keep maybe students in your classroom, but have them still get up and move around. Again, Goose Chase can be used in the whole school or even in your classroom as well. Depending on how many students you have, it might get a little too tight to have an entire scavenger hunt in your classroom. So the way that I would probably do this scavenger hunt is, so the previous answer is here, so that you would type it in the circle and then type your new problem here. So here I'm going to just say, if x equals 2, what is 2x minus 5 equal to? And then down here, I'm going to write the answer. So our answer here would be -1. And I'm going to just format that a little bit better and make it larger. And then center it as well. So that's our answer for this one. So then down here, I would write a new question. If y equals 9, what is, and while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the equation editor in PowerPoint. So you just go to Insert, Equation, which is in the symbol section, and then just press the down arrow, and then insert a new equation. And then here I'm going to have a fraction. So I'm going to just type fraction, and I want it to just be like this. And then I'm going to say, what is 1/3 y? Okay, so the one thing I do not like about the equation editor is that it changes it to the Cambria Math, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Cambria Math. And so then it looks kind of funky with the other fonts that I'm using. but I didn't realize this until I watched a Lindsay Bowden YouTube video, and she's amazing. And she actually showed us that if you go to equation tools and design, you can actually click normal text right here, and then it'll make you able to just save it as whatever text you want. So I want it to be my KG, sorry, not sorry. And then it has the same font throughout, which is awesome. So that's a really cool feature that you can use to make sure the formatting is the same throughout. Okay, and then the answer to that would be 3. And then I'm gonna make that bigger as well. Move it over. I'm gonna add just a multiplication sign here. Okay. So now that we have that, so the way that this would be is you would print this out, cut it in half, and then you would post this card in one spot in your classroom, and then this would go in another spot. And so then students would maybe start at this question right here. They would solve it. So x equals 2. What is 2x minus 5? The answer is -1. So then they'd go walk around until they find this card that has the correct answer, and then they would solve this problem, and then eventually go back. So if that did happen, so say they did this problem first, and then this one takes them back there, you can have maybe in your instructions, if you get to the point where you end back up where you started, just go to this problem or something like that, and then they could go to a specific problem and keep going. So that is another way that they can do scavenger hunts, and then this is a little more algebra focused. The GooseChase was a little more geometry, but honestly, you could use this in so many different ways, in so many different contents. I did see someone in one of my college classes use the GooseChase scavenger hunt while her students were at the zoo. So it was, I think it was elementary kiddos, but they went to a zoo for a field trip. And so she had them do the GooseChase scavenger hunt there as well. If you take your students to the museum, you could also create a scavenger hunt for that. So I think these can be used in a lot of different ways. Again, it kind of makes a regular activity more engaging instead of just giving them a worksheet with all of these problems. At least they can get up, move around, maybe work in groups as well. Another thing you might want to do with this scavenger hunt is create a recording sheet. I can include that on my upload to Teachers Pay Teachers as well, and all of that will just be free that you can download and use. Let me know if you have any questions at all. I really appreciate you watching this video. And so this is one of the videos that I have planned. I also am going to be doing some digital interactive notebook videos as well. So again, if you have any questions at all, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.